Hey everybody, Nate the Gamer here. Hopefully if I can hustle myself to edit this video fast enough, it's Halloween. And I see every YouTuber is going to be talking about some kind of horror movie based video game or movie. Today, I will be talking about something that's truly terrifying. The Sega 32X. You see, the 32X was a 32-bit add-on released for the Sega Genesis. Now you see, this add-on did not last very long, and it tanked so hard that it began Sega's downfall in the console market. Now, with Doom being ported to literally every single platform known to man, but also being one of the 40 titles released for the 32X, is this a port worth playing or not?
The game doesn't make it apparent that there is a story to Doom. As soon as you start the game, it basically throws you into the first level. So in order to get the full backstory of Doom, I had to pull out some of the most ancient texts I've ever seen in my life. Stuff that has been well preserved for possibly thousands of years. The game's instruction manual. So the story goes is that you play as yourself, who was deployed to Mars after assaulting a superior officer who was using civilians as target practice. I wonder if they shipped you in a Tesla. As it turns out, the military on Mars is doing some pretty sketchy things behind everyone's back. There's a waste company on Mars which the government uses to experiment with teleportation powers. In the year 2022, something fragging evil according to the comms slipped through the portal. As it turns out, the military accidentally intercepted Hell itself, and all the demons are starting to come to Mars. Everyone on the planet is dead except for you and the demons. Only armed with a pistol, you're set off to go take care of this itty-bitty little demon infestation. It's clear that the plot of Doom isn't really spectacular, but that's because they don't want you to focus on the plot. They want you to focus on the gameplay. Doom is a first-person shooter. You move with the D-pad, go really fast when you hold down A, shoot with B, and if you want to strafe, you hold down C. So no circle strafing. C can also open up doors, which can prove to be a little bit of a problem. You don't know how many times a fight pretty much got stalled because I kept closing the door instead of strafing out of the way. Because this is a very late Genesis game, you're basically required to use the 6-button controller if you want to get anything done. Because if you don't, you have to deal with this mess. Yeah, Sega wasn't really good with mapping buttons like that. There are 17 levels in this port of Doom. The entire third episode is missing, and some stages have either been altered or been cut down drastically, but what is here is still Doom. Around every corner you go, there is going to be a handful of demons, keys to collect for specific colored doors, a button to press to open up a whole new part of the map, and guns, which most of them are here except for the BFG 9000, since yet again, the third episode isn't here. Luckily, you can put the BFG 9000 back into the game by using the All Guns and Keys cheat code. You can trigger this by holding up, A, C, and mode on the pause menu. Some of these levels can take a little bit of time to complete. There's a lot of backtracking that you have to do. Luckily, by pressing Z on your 6-button controller, you can see an overhead map which tells you where you've been. And while this isn't really a Doom 32X problem, it's more of just a Doom 1 problem. A lot of these levels just kind of look the same. The only times things actually do change is when you reach level 9. Mostly because in the PC version, that's actually episode 2, where you go straight to Hell itself. But the game doesn't make any mention of that at all. So it looks like the army's using the people's tax dollars to make a replica of Camelot. The way the guns work is pretty interesting. Since Doom came out when mouse aiming or dual stick shooting wasn't really a thing, all you really have to do is point at the enemy and shoot. It doesn't matter what elevation they're at either, because the bolts will just magically hit them. Must be the work of the devil. As for the graphics, they're very watered down compared to the PC version. At a distance, the enemy can be very blocky, but you can still hit them from afar. And while the game does run at a smaller window compared to other ports, it at least has a more stable frame rate compared to the Sega Saturn, Super Nintendo, and 3DO versions. The music of this game is complete trash. The reason for that is because of the way it was developed. You see, Doom 32X shares a lot of its coding with the Atari Jaguar version, which uses the same CPU as the Genesis for music. Because of how impossible the Jaguar was to develop for, id Software used a workaround by using the music composition chip to display graphics. Now this completely screwed over the 32X version because now there's no music. So it was either have decent performance but terrible music, or great music but terrible performance. I'm pretty sure you can see where this is going. Now you see, I have no comments for the music. Not because I actually like it or anything, but rather because everyone said the same old joke about it sounding like a bunch of farts, and I'm not gonna beat a dead horse.
At least in the options menu, you can turn off the music, which can actually help with the experience a lot, especially if you play some of your own. Check it out.
You can dance! You can jive! Having the time of your life! See that girl! Watch that scene! Singing the dancing queen!
So overall, this is a very mediocre port of Doom. It's missing a weapon, multiple levels, parts of levels, and the music is laughable. The controls can be a little bit finicky to work with, but they're manageable. But hey, under all those flaws, it's still a very playable port of Doom. You can go much worse, believe me. However, if you're a first-time player that's about to play Doom, I recommend getting the Ultimate Doom on PC. It's cheap and has all of the episodes, including a bonus one that preludes to Doom 2. However, if you're a fan of the series, this is a very interesting playthrough. But please, remember to turn the volume down.
Oh man, all this talk about Doom is getting me really excited for Doom Eternal, which launches next month, and... Excuse me for a moment. Yeah, hello? Yeah, I did buy Doom Eternal on the Nintendo Switch. It's been delayed till March. Alright, and the Switch version got delayed till further notice.
Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you guys are new and you've enjoyed what you've seen, go ahead and subscribe. Be sure to follow me on Twitter to see any shenanigans that I've gotten into, and updates on the channel. But anyways, I'm Nate the Gamer, and I'll see you guys in the next video.